You see, here's the thing, Gub-Gub. The good book says that he that lives by the sword shall perish by the sword. What right man would have it any other way? The good book does indeed count war and evil, yet there's many a bloody tale of war inside it. It makes no difference what men think of war. War endures. As well ask men what they think of stone. War was always here. Before man was, war waited for him. The ultimate trade, awaiting its ultimate practitioner. That is the way it was and will be. That way, and not some other way. It's your trade I honor. War is your trade, is it not? War endures because young men love it, and old men love it in them. Those that fought, those that did not. You see, men, or in your case humans, are born for games, nothing else. Every child knows that play is nobler than work. He knows too that the worth or merit of a game is not inherent in the game itself, but rather in the value of that which is put at hazard. Games of chance require a wager to have meaning at all. Games of sport involve the skill and strength of the opponents, and the humiliation of defeat and the pride of victory are in themselves sufficient stake, because they inhere in the worth of the principles and define them. But trial of chance, or trial of worth, all games aspire to the condition of war. For here that which is wagered swallows up game, player, all. Suppose two men at cards with nothing to wager save their lives. Who has not heard such a tale? A turn of the card. The whole universe for such a player is labored, clanking to this very moment, which will tell if he is to die at that man's hand, or that man at his. What more certain validation of a man's worth could there be? This enhancement of the game to its ultimate state admits no argument concerning the notion of fate. The selection of one man over another is a preference, absolute and irrevocable. And it is a dull man indeed who could reckon so profound a decision without agency, or significance either one. In such games as have for their stake the annihilation of the defeated, the decisions are quite clear. This man, holding this particular arrangement of cards in his hand, is thereby removed from existence. This is the nature of war, whose stake is at once the game, and the authority, and the justification. Seen so, war is the truest form of divination. It is the testing of one's will, and the will of another, within that larger will which, because it binds them, is therefore forced to select. War is the ultimate game, because war is at last a forcing of the unity of existence. War is God. Might does not make right, you shall surely say. But it is simply an observation of the nature of reality. Predator and prey, so to speak. The man that wins in some combat is not vindicated morally. Historical law subverts it at every turn. A moral view can never be proven right or wrong by any ultimate test. A man falling dead in a duel is not thought thereby to be proven in error as to his views. His very involvement in such a trial gives evidence of a new and broader view. The willingness of the principals to forego further argument as the triviality which it in fact is, and to petition directly the chambers of the historical absolute clearly indicates of how little moment are the opinions, and of what great moment the divergences thereof. For the argument is indeed trivial, but not so the separate wills thereby made manifest. Man's vanity may well approach the infinite in capacity, but his knowledge remains imperfect, and however much he comes to value his judgments, ultimately he must submit them before a higher court. Here there can be no special pleading. Here are considerations of equity and rectitude, and moral right rendered void and without warrant. And here are the views of the litigants despised, decisions of life and death, of what shall be and what shall not, beggar all question of right. In elections of these magnitudes are all lesser ones subsumed, moral, spiritual, and natural.